Hello guys, so Fix here. I will start making now some videos every close to the weekend, so today is Friday, and today we have a problem here with a Peugeot. So like I can show you, I got a Peugeot 308. So what's the problem of this car? This car have a problem, anti-pollution warning. Soon you start the car have some issues and start shaking like mad. So for start with, because some people say it can be like an oil valve, but in this case it's not. So this car, let's see, I go inside. This is my first video from a while, so I hope the quality is good. So let's start the car and then see. So like you can see, just waiting for start. The engine light is on anyway, so we just start now. Like you can see, it's a little bit rough when you start. So the engine lights stay on. So I will close the door. The fan is in high speed. There you go. Right, so there you can see the engine light is on, and they say about this anti-pollution thing. Okay, so now what we will do, we'll turn off the car. Even when you turn off, it's quite weird. It's still running for a bit, then it's just off. Well, maybe it's the French cars like that. So sorry about the fog, but I don't know why it's like that. So we will plug the scanner. So this is a basic scanner I got, but enough for see the code, because I got another one, a Delphi one. It's quite good. So okay, scanner is on. So let's start the ignition again and check the car. The fan is still running for some reason. So let's see. Okay, so we got 3 codes on it. So this is automatic, so of course you will see a ECU for the gearbox and ECU for the engine. So if we read all the codes, like you can see, we have P1336 and a 38, a 37. So this is all linked to the glow plug, so it's no explosion in as a glow plug. And the thing is, if you press, the scanner got the options from the models, but when you press, it say no definition found for this DTC. So how I know about this? Well, it's a easy way to do it. You can go in a Google and just type the code and it will show you. Or if you got auto data, yeah, sorry about the noise, but it's the fan. The fan is in high speed all the time for some reason. So if you got auto data, I'm very sorry, but this is in Spanish mode. So I can translate for you, it's no problem. So let's go to the auto data. And then we will set up this car. So this car is 2008. As far as I know, is a Peugeot, of course. You can see, everybody knows a Peugeot. I think so. So it's a 308 model and is a 1.6 VTI. Okay, so we just press the tick. Focus, come on, phone. That's the thing. Make movies if the phone sometimes is a pain. So if I go here, like you can see, this is like Portuguese and Spanish language. So you don't really understand, but I can translate for you. So you got an option in this program to check the code. So let's put here the code we see. So P1336. Like you can see, so straight away, what this means is no explosion detected in one of the cylinders. Because we got more than one, so if we go back and now put 7, you can see a cylinder 1. You can see it's a cylinder 1. So this is a cylinder number 1, no explosion detected. Okay, so it's 2 reasons for this happen. Number 1, the first one to check is the spark plugs. So I got a set of spark plugs to change in this car and see. And number 2 can be a coil pack failure. However, the owner, he gave me 1 coil pack and this car was 4. So I said to him, he probably will need more, but we will start change the glow plugs and then we will see how this goes. And we got another code, so let's put a 38, sorry. And you see cylinder number 2, the same, no explosion detected. So it's something to do again with the glow plug or the coil pack. So I didn't need this because in a Google you can find the good way. The Google can tell you straight away what the problem is. Because even I got a Delphi scanner, the program I use from that laptop, and it says exactly the same. It don't know the definition for the code. So what we will do now is open the bonnet and then have a look and see what we will do in there. So hello again. So now I have the engine bay in here open, so the bonnet is open. So what we have to do first, I was making a video before and for some reason the phone collapsed. So what I done, I take two screws out. So this is a 8mm screws. So now for you take this cover out, we have to undo some clips in here. Two clips is already broken, so I don't know who did that. So this is quite friendly to take it off. That's it, so it's off. So now we can see. So this is the coil packs. And under the coil packs we got the spark plugs. So of course there's lots of videos in the YouTube about how this is done. I will do my way and then you can see how it works. So what I will do first, I will disconnect all the coil packs. The thing is, I advise all the time in a petrol cars is when you change the spark plugs, put new coil packs on it. Of course some people don't have the money for do that. So this customer, he bring me one coil pack because somebody told him the number 2 was playing up. Okay, so number 2 was playing up and he just get one. And I told him normally it's good you get 4 for replace the 4 because maybe if one goes, another ones they will go soon. So now I take all the coil packs out. The spark plugs is deep in there, so you will need a socket like this special for Peugeot, and because these spark plugs they live deep inside the engine for some reason, Peugeot done that, so it's quite tight. Just undo slow. There you go. We got the spark plugs and a spark plug here and a little bit of oil. So this means the gasket from the head and the rocker cover is leaking. So perhaps we have to do this one day. So like you can see the spark plugs, they don't look so great to me. It's burning fuel because it's a little bit burning. You can see carbon on it, but I see glow plugs in better days. Right, so now is the case to take it off. That's it, so it's gone. They are Bosch one, so they're quite good burn. Now let's take the number 2 out. So who don't know, so this is the cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4. Some cars they start 1, 2, 3, 4 for some reason. So but this one is laid out like that. This one is squeaking. That's weird. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. This one looks a little bit brown, so it looks like it's burning fuel. But again, they can be tired and they can start failing when the car is hot. It's quite impossible to drive this car like that. So this hole actually is clean, no oil on it. So that's good news. So the gasket is leaking only in one side for some reason. Number 3 will come out. They're all squeaking for some reason. Looks like they live here for quite a while. That's the thing, if you feel the spark plug is too tight, you can take it off and just stop there. Just take the car to a mechanic and then he can sort out for you. Because if you broken spark plug in here, it will be a big problem for you. Very big problem. So it looks like now I can take the spark plug off. I have a trick for this. Well, I have a trick, but I don't know where the pipe is. So the thing is, I got a pipe like this, and it's a little bit thicker, so you can stick in a glow plug and take it off. But because I can find now, for some reason disappear, I will try use this one, but looks like this one is not a match. So I will stop the video and start in a minute again. I found it. Well, actually I cut another piece of pipe, so you will do exactly the same. So when you undo the spark plugs, because they live so deep in the engine, so this pipe is brilliant to do this. There you go. That's easy. So what this pipe do, it just goes in the top of the spark plug and then it holds the spark plug in place. So that's the easy way to take the spark plug out. Of course, lots of people know this trick, but who don't know? There you go. I work more with diesels than petrol. I don't like petrol cars for some reason, so I don't will make lots of videos about petrol. Diesels is the power. And this one comes with the pipe, so okay. Now, we got the 4 spark plugs out. To be honest to you, they looks quite bad. They don't look brilliant. So we got to replace one. So this one was Bosch, but this one is Buru. And the auto data say the Buru is the recommended ones for this car. So it's been changed for some point. Much better, of course. Even the gap is smaller, so smaller gap will give a good spark because they are the right ones. Again, for don't damage the glow plug, I will use this pipe. I hate to work with gloves, very sorry, but I hate them. So we start put the number 1. And if this pipe is good to put in place, so you don't drop the spark plug inside, so you don't damage the spark plug. Number 2. Don't worry, I will tighten the spark plugs in a minute. Just put them in place first. I did lots of nice videos before, so I changed head gasket in the same engine like this a long time ago. I changed engines as well in diesels, so I did 2 Galaxies in the last 2 months. So what happened if the Galaxy is the 1.8 diesel TDCi, they got a timing belt running in oil, and both of them they snap on a motorway. Well, because maybe the owners, they didn't know. Well, they take to the mechanic, but for some reason the auto data, even my program says a chain on it in the bottom. It should be a chain, but the Italians, they put a belt in there. So of course the engine is trash if it snapped. But soon, if I will have another one to do, I will do it for you. It's quite a long process for changing engine. A very long process. So now what I will do, right, for some reason now this don't go in. No. Okay, so I have to see why. So what I have to do now is take a spark plug out again. This is a pain in the ass, this car. So this is the real life, how you will live if these cars do a service for it. Just I want to see why this spark plug don't go in a socket. Right, no, it doesn't go in a socket. Because they're more thicker in here, that one is more thin. So what I have to do, I will stop the video again and do some modifications in the pipe, because there's one seal in there, so I will take it off. Okay? Okay, we come back. Look at that. Brilliant. That's what you have to do. Sometimes you have to change the tools you got for doing other purposes. Right, another thing. Sometimes these cars can say is no explosion detected. It's not only the coil pack as well. What you have to do about this, if you change the spark plugs and the coil packs, this is more something serious with the engine. Well, not really. You have to check first the injectors if it's working. This is the next thing. And after, if the injectors is fine, they fire, yeah, so you have a problem with compression. Okay, for tighter spark plugs, you don't have to be mad, just snug like this. Okay, so I work with cars all the time. I know it should be like 25 newmeters. So if you got a machine, I know how they tight, how is the tightness in my hand. So this one keeps going, and that's it. It's tightened enough. So if if the injectors is fine, glow plugs is fine, and coil packs is fine, and the next thing will be is you have to do the compression test. Sorry, my mistake. I'm thinking about something else. So you have to do a compression check, and then check if the compression in the cylinders is good. So when I changed the head gasket, the cylinder number 2 was only 65 psi, and another one was 130. Actually, it's quite good for petrol. They have to have a good compression for fire, but diesel's more. So this one was failing, so it turns out to be a valve seat issue. So you don't see it properly in the head, so I have to take the head off and send to a specialist for repair, put back new head gasket, everything, and it was fine. So I hope this one don't suffer from this issue. We hope. So now let's put the coil packs back. Number 1. Number 2. We have a new one to fit, so I will fit in number 2 later. Just I will start the car now with the original ones and see how the car behaves. Okay, so now just plug the connectors. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all 4 in. Now the moment of the truth. So I will stop the video and then filming inside the car, delete the codes, and we see how we go. We are inside the car, so let's start again. So we will turn the ignition on first. You don't will start the car. What I will do is delete the codes. The scanner is a little bit hot for some reason. So clear the codes. So now if we go to the read codes, there's no codes found in the system. Okay, so what I will do again, turn off the ignition, take the key off, wait a little bit. I don't know why the camera shows foggy for some reason. Put the key on, turn the ignition on, and then start the car and see how it goes. So the engine light is off. That's good news. I will close only the door. So there's no matches so far. The fan is quiet. No fan running. It's still shaking when you press the accelerator, so I believe maybe a coil pack is not good. Probably is like that. Right. Actually runs smooth. Actually is. Okay, so what I will do now is turn off the ignition. Of course there's no engine light and nothing on the cluster there. So we turn the car on again, go in the scanner, and it shows no codes. Okay, so I will have a test drive and then I will make another clip and see how the car goes. See you in a minute. So after the test drive we got the engine light on again and the anti-pollution messages was already in the screen. Okay, so let's do a test again. So turn off the car, turn back in, and see now what code we will be. I believe the coil packs need to be changed all. So we got only one code on it for so far. Let's see, 3838. Okay, so we know is a P. We know it's a P1338. And I believe this is something to do with the coil packing cylinder too. I hope it's not the head gasket. This one will be nice. I don't want that. So let's go in the program again. Sorry, it's quite noisy in the background. I don't know why I did close this for straight. So Peugeot again, 208, 1.6 TDI, not TDI V, TDI. It's because I like TDIs. It's fine. So P1338. So cylinder number 2 is no explosion detected. So what we will do now is change the coil pack. So cylinder number 2 will be that one. So this means this coil pack is dead. No problem. We got one here replacement. Of course, you need the 4 of them. I need to speak with the owner of the car or get me 3 more. Will be more safe. Okay, so that's the new one. And now we try again. So the same procedure like before. Turn on the ignition. Then we will delete the code. Okay, so we check all again. No codes in the system. So turn off the ignition, disconnect the scanner, turn on the car, and have another test drive. So I come back to you in a minute again. Hello again. So just for let you know, the light come back on. So now we will connect the scanner again and see. I probably think this will be injector fault. I'm not sure, but we will check the scanner and see what it says. What code is there? So it's one code again. And that is the same cylinder, 3.8. So we know we have a new coil pack on it. And we know the layout of the engine starts from the left to the right. So this only means is one injector play up. But before I go any further to think this is injector, what I will do now is do a compression check to the engine first, because I hope this is not a head gasket issue. So turn off the ignition, turn off the scanner, and I will start making another clip in a minute to check the compression. Okay, so this is the compression test we got here. So like you can see, it's lots of bits for we fit different cylinders, different engines, yeah. So let's take the spark plug out. So we just need to take one, because this is the one you have the code on it. But of course we have to disconnect the other ones for the car on fire when you check the compression. So that spark plug has to come out. I was looking for my pipe, but actually it's here. Yes, so like we can see, it's not much, it wasn't burning much. So the threads, we have to compare which one we need, so it will be that one. So this just goes like that. And this one goes deep in the engine, like a spark plug. Okay, so now I will crank the engine and then I will show you what PSI is. It should be around 100, well, let's say till 125 is the best for this engine. Okay, so I will crank and see what happens. Like you can see, 150 is brilliant. So this means the compression of the engine is good. The bad news is the injector gone. So the injector is working fine when the car is idle, but soon you press the gas, it lacks on the fuel. So this means we need a new injector for this car. So what will happen now, I don't have a new injector, but even you can see it's petrol on here. But what means is the injector is not working right, so it's not spray enough when the revs is high. So what we have to do, another video, I have to get the injector for this car, see if the Euro car parts they got in stock, and then we will replace the injector. So for today, folks, it's finished, but I will back to you soon how I'll change the injector in this car. I believe it's a little bit tricky, it's lots of things to take it off, but we should be alright. So I see you soon, bye. Right, so let's come back to the Peugeot. Looks like the injector is fine. So what I did is swap the coil packs around. So this means this engine is different. So it don't start from the left to the right, the cylinders. It starts from the right to the left, from the flywheel side or gearbox side to the cam belt or chain, whatever you got. So what's happened? I just changed the coil pack. The new one I put, I leave on. And the other one I take it off, I put in at number 2. And guess what? The car is running perfect. And I have a good test drive. Even the smell burning because I was a little bit pressing hard on the car. It's a gearbox, it's automatic gearbox. It's quite fun. So now, like you can see, I will check the scanner again after a good run. This is the first time I connect the scanner, and there's 0 codes in there, like you can see. Okay, 0. So that's a good result. So this means before you change the injector or something else, so let's say the computer was saying the cylinder number 1 and 2 have a misfire. So I believe the spark plugs was no good at all. So I changed all the spark plugs, now it's new. However, the number 2 cylinder was a problem with the coil pack. So now I changed the coil pack, one is working now, so it's all fine, all good. So remember, you have to check the compression test if you change all the parts like spark plugs and coil packs. But the compression seems fine in a car and it pulls very well. The thing is, what we have to know is the layout from the engine. Some engines start from the left to the right, and other ones start from the right to the left. So that's quite a weird thing. It's a Peugeot, so maybe they use this way. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and now we learn another trick we have to do on these cars. Well, probably is in a YouTube already, but this is the way I was doing, and I find out straight away the problem. So this means the injector stays on, because the injector for this car is very expensive. So happy days. See you soon.